This is the First Alert LS230 model timer, outlet timer, lamp timer, timer. This is kind of an interesting one. I don't have all of the accessories with this. Your trippers here, chances are very good that this came with other trippers so you can have more on-off cycles, which were then probably also available for sale separately if you needed even more. I think that was a ploy that they had back in the day. It says PM is in the dark area and AM is in the light area, and you simply pull the tripper. The gray one has a long leg like that, and the white one like that. Does it install either way? I don't know, and I don't want to mess with it much. This timer, let's take a look at the back. The writing is pretty small, so I need the magnifier. I'll give you a shot of it, and then I'll read it. It says, First Alert timer, set current time with arrowhead at top of dial. Time on, white pin pointing in. Time off, dark pin pointing out. Automatic override, use red switch on side. Clock operated switch 94N2. Model LS230, made in China, interestingly. 125 volt AC, 7.2 amp, 900 watt resistive. 120 volt AC, 1/3 horsepower, 125 volt AC, 7.2 amp, 900 watt tungsten, 125 volt AC TV5. Not sure what that means. Customer hotline 800-323-9005. For indoor use only, caution, do not exceed the capacity of timer. Sticker is crooked on it from the factory. Leading national brands, people. Leading national brands. There are, if you look close, and I don't know if it's going to show, the trippers do have arrows, and the off one is pointing out, the on one is pointing in. Can they be mixed and matched? I don't know. This is interesting because it has a clock, but yet a timer at the same time. Outlet on the side. It is polarized throughout, and you have this switch here, simply on or off. This timer is a little wonky, but works. So if we try to set this, it's PM 225 or so. So then the fun part starts, because now the numbers don't mean anything, because that's pointing at the 6 and it's not 6. So it's like weird that way. You know, and then at 12, you'd think it would say, but no. They're like completely independent. Incidentally, yes, you can advance the timer very slowly with that, but there's way too much gear reduction for that. This, I don't know much more about, except it was the whiffs when she was a kid. This could be from the 1990s. I don't expect 2000 or newer than that. And I used to have this in my dining room for the uplighting that I have there. Maybe we can set the time now. Yeah, I went a little... somewhere about there. Couple... 25. There. 2:25. I think it's set properly now. But I don't know if it's AM or PM, because I think it's AM, and then it just gets wonky from there. Anyway, this I had in my dining room for the uplighting that I have in there, and it's noisy. It still operates just fine. There are no screws. It looks like a snap together. There's a little divot there and there. I'm not sure what that's about. But let's go ahead and get something to plug that in with. And for that, I'm going to be using this Paragon electric timer, simply because this has a wire on it and it can work like an extension cord. So we'll do that. So we'll plug that in, make sure that's turned on. It is. We'll put the light in there. Okay, that's about as good as it plugs in, with a little gap, so that's convenient. And take it here like this. I guess this way. And there we go, we're running. Listen. Oh yeah, it's running all right. And it makes that noise all day and all night. And then eventually it turns on. And it still makes noise. And it has its sticky spots for whatever reason. And then it turns off. You can turn it on manually with that little switch and off right there. But when you do that, it's still going to turn off, and then the cycle will repeat again the next day on and off. Even though I have trouble turning it manually, it runs, but it's just noisy. Being that it was kept in the dining room, it really wasn't a big deal, and if you're in there, you know, it's not going to be silent. There's going to be conversation or something like that, so you don't hear this thing buzzing and chattering away. It's just when the house is quiet. You hear it when you're in that general vicinity, but other than that, it's not, you know, it's not a big deal at all. This has sat in use, I don't know how many years, 10 more? Probably more, let's say. And it still works reliably despite the noise that it makes. This was not a high quality timer, and you know, it's kind of a dumbed down version at only 7.5 amps, which I can't seem to unplug it from the other timer. There we go. At only 7.5 amps. But for a simple lamp timer, it certainly works. I don't really have much use for it anymore because we have these things called smart plugs now. But it's just a look back at a, maybe we'll call it 1990s, leading national brand timer It definitely does separate, but I'm not breaking this thing open just to break it for the video. It is still functional for something, and like I said, they probably did sell those trippers separately. Incidentally, if you haven't seen the video on this Paragon Electric timer, there's who would have guessed? There's a link in the prescription. Thanks so much for watching. That's going to wrap this one up. I really appreciate your watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.